Hello, East Hartford, and thank you for joining me for another version of Ask the Mayor. We do have a few questions, so we are going to get right into it. Right off the top of our docket, we have our first question from Charlie. Do you know what they are building on the corner of Connecticut Boulevard and South Prospect Street? And so we do not technically know what they are building yet, but we are aware of some clearing and some remediation that they are doing from a long ago gas station that used to be on site. So I'm sure there's some gasoline contamination in the ground. So they're doing some remediation. They haven't filed a site plan application yet with the town, which would then indicate what they're looking to build on the site. So as soon as they do, we'll have more information about what they want to build. But it looks like just some pre-development activity in the form of remediation of some of the contaminants from the old gas station. But Charlie, thank you very much for your question. Our next question is from a taxpayer. This is actually a continuation of our conversation on the 6 grocery stores we have in town. And so the question is, it's wonderful that we have 6 grocery stores in the town of East Hartford serving residents. Your comment on an American grocery store needs explanation. We live in America. For example, Big Y is listed on the internet as your family market, all-in-one supermarket featuring a butcher, fresh seafood, bakery, deli, and local produce. The more grocery stores that come into town are better for our residents and will help reduce our taxes. So many residents, despite us having 6 grocery stores, do not recognize them as grocery stores because they're not an American grocery store like Big Y. But I think that's false because at the end of the day, every single one of these grocery stores, I would just once again encourage you to go check them out because many of them have a butcher, they have fresh seafood, they have a bakery, they have a deli, and they have local produce. Maybe Aldi's doesn't, but I would just strongly encourage you to check out the other ones. So once again, I'm going to stand firm and say that we have 6 wonderful grocery stores here in town. Give them a try. We'll continue to try to recruit other grocery stores as well. We've never stopped trying that. So thank you again for continuing this discussion with me. Our next question is from Nancy. This question is about the Hocknum River Linear Park Trail. It is currently closed since there has been much damage to the boardwalk. Please let me know if and when the needed repairs will take place. Nancy, thank you very much for this question. You are right, and we are targeting kind of the first improvements to that boardwalk. The permitting and funding is already in place for the improvements we're making to the Hocknum River Trail. The funding is graciously provided through Congressman Larson, a 2022 and 2024 earmark. So we thank him for his support. So we are simply waiting on pricing from our contractor, and we hope to start construction this winter. And as I mentioned, the improvements will first start with targeting the boardwalk and making sure that that boardwalk is safe, and the improvements are made to it. So that is the update on the Hocknum River Linear Trail. Thank you very much for your question, Nancy. All right, our next question is from A, just the letter A. Mayor Martin, my concern today is about the application of pesticides by private companies and the lack of options for notification for residents in the area. Currently, the only notification system is through DEEP and only for the following year. So just it's a very long question. I'm going to skip through the bottom. I was wondering if there could be a better system in place through the town to notify residents to close their windows and head indoors for their own safety. Text and email do not work for some of the residents who may lack access or knowledge on use of the internet. A tiny yellow sign in the front yard looks no different than the Dig Safe's yellow flag for the yellow marking. So, thank you very much for this question. So you're right. Every year, at the request of residents, and also because we live in East Hartford, surrounded by a lot of wetlands, we do have a very high mosquito population. So every year, the town does budget a significant portion of money to go through our waterways, our catch basins, some of our smaller brooks, to hire a contractor to spray pesticides to keep the mosquito count very, very low. So, what I think we could do to kind of address your concerns is to put out more public communication. We can put it out in the East Hartford Gazette. We could put it through our usual platforms, whether it be social media, townwide newsletter. We have our electronic signage board out on Main Street to make sure that you guys know when the spraying will occur. So we'll make sure that we provide better notification through our regular town platforms when the town will be contracting to do mosquito spraying. But thank you very much for your question. Our next question is from Nancy. Good morning. The town of Glastonbury Senior Center has a memory care center. I feel it would be beneficial to the community as a whole. Do you see a program like this going forward in the future? I have contacted Miss Liberator at the Senior Center about 2 weeks ago, but I have not heard back yet. So, Nancy, thank you very much for your question. My team and I did look up this memory care center at the Glastonbury Senior Center. We didn't find an actual memory care center. Instead, we found a program which was called the Friendship Circle Memory Program. It is a program that is essentially a support group for socialization of seniors that are experiencing early stage memory loss. They meet about 4 days a week. So it sounds like an excellent program, a supportive program of seniors who are experiencing early stage memory loss. So I will talk to Vicky to see if we already have an existing program that talks about memory care. And if not, how we can implement a program similar to the one that we found on the Glastonbury Senior Center website, that I believe is what you're referring to, so that you guys too here in East Hartford can partake in that service. So I'll talk to Vicky about it. I think I know what you're talking about from our own research. If I'm way off, please let me know. But I think that's what you were talking about, and that's what we'll try to see what we can bring to the Senior Center if we don't already offer. And if we do, I'll make sure that you know what we already offer. But Nancy, thank you very much for your question. Our last question is from Joan. What is the police department doing about all the illegal dirt bikes that are breaking countless laws? Yes, so I believe you're talking about the many ATVs and dirt bikes that were riding up and down Main Street yesterday. Periodically, we do have a number of ATVs and dirt bikes running through our town, as well as other municipalities, being disruptive. It is something that bothers me quite a bit every single time I see it. I know it bothers residents. It's a quality of life issue. They have no regard for our safety, no regard for their own safety, and really just becoming a huge disruption, not only in our municipality, but municipalities all around the country. We haven't had a street takeover like you've seen on the news where they shut down an intersection, they start doing donuts, light it up on fire. We haven't had that, nor do I want us to ever have that. And so our police department is keenly aware of when these folks enter town. However, and this is very unfortunate, state law does not allow our police department or any police department to chase these guys. All we can do is address it when they finally stop. But state law does not allow the town of East Hartford's police department to chase down these ATVs or dirt bikes. And it's due to public safety. In the event that they were to chase a dirt bike or an ATV, and this individual was to crash and kill themselves, we would be liable because we initiated the chase. Or one of my officers loses control, they crash. I'd feel pretty upset about one of my officers getting hurt chasing down an ATV or a dirt bike. However, the town of East Hartford did just pass a new ordinance that bans street takeovers, as well as now gives us the tools to confiscate and destroy any ATV or dirt bike that we are able to obtain. Once again, we cannot chase them, but once we are able to get them as they are stopped, we can take their dirt bike, their ATV, and we can simply destroy it, or we can auction it off. This town will not tolerate street takeovers, and I want to make sure that's a strong message that's sent out to everybody. And so at the end of the day, like I said, we're a little bit limited in how much we can enforce this because of state law not allowing us to chase these folks down. So we will implement every other tool that we have. The council is also drafting an ordinance to bring additional technology to town to assist PD in their enforcement effort. This includes drones, this includes stop sign, speed, and also red light cameras. All things that we can capture pictures of these folks, see who the bad actor is. We can track them down to wherever they stop, whether it's a residential property. We're finding many times that almost none of these folks actually live here in East Hartford. We're just becoming a pass-through community, just like other communities on their way out of town. So, but we're going to continue to employ every other tool that we have to address this nuisance here in the town of East Hartford, so that it doesn't get out of control and result in a shutdown of an intersection and an actual intersection street takeover. So, Joan, I want to thank you for that question. We're going to continue to monitor it, and we're going to continue to do what state law allows us to do in terms of combating ATVs and dirt bikes. All right, my friends, that is all the questions that we have here to you today. I appreciate you guys continuing to send me these questions. Keep sending them so I can answer. Stay tuned for next Wednesday. What's next Wednesday for important updates on economic development projects. And as always, stay cool out there, stay safe, and have a wonderful Wednesday.